Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm doing the Drawing Your OCs Christmas special, and I know what you're thinking, it's not Christmas anymore. It is in fact like 2 days after Christmas, but I looked it up and apparently the 12 days of Christmas start on Christmas and they end on like the 5th of January or something like that. So technically this video is not late and it is still technically the Christmas period. So yeah, I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas. I had a lovely Christmas. It was very hectic though. So that is why I've only just gotten around to posting this. But I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. I'm really excited to show you the characters that I drew in this video. I actually didn't get that many entries this year and it actually made me really sad because last year we had like 30 odd entries I think, but this time around I only got like 10. I think it's probably my fault for not talking about it enough and telling people that it was happening, but I only really announced it on my Instagram story that there was going to be a Christmas Drawing Your OCs. So if you're not following me on Instagram, my details will be down below, and that way you'll never miss a Drawing Your OCs event because I always let you guys know when I'm about to pick characters for it. And also don't feel like you're not good enough to enter. I have a lot of people message me and say, oh, I really want my character drawn, but I feel like my drawings aren't good enough, or I feel like you're not going to draw them. But that is so not true. You shouldn't think like that, and you should always enter in your character because chances are I might actually pick them and you won't know unless you try. So this time around I didn't have many to choose from, but that being said, the ones that were entered in were amazing. So even though there weren't that many to pick from, it was still very hard to pick 2 characters. But anyway, the first character that I'm drawing today comes from It's Harmony Rose on Instagram, and this is her new OC, Peppermint. She's actually a reindeer, but the crystal she wears around her neck allows her to transform into a human. She loves anything mint, especially peppermint. She can only transform to human on Christmas Eve because that's when her magic is strongest. She's trying to learn and train herself to transform into a human when it isn't Christmas Eve. When she is a human, she does things a reindeer can't. She doesn't know much about human culture and society though, so she's super awkward around humans, but she's still really sweet and outgoing. I thought Peppermint's design was absolutely adorable, and I really liked the bold red and white that sort of like resembled a peppermint candy. And I just thought design wise she just looked so good, and I loved her outfit too, so that is why I picked her, and I really like the idea of her turning into a human on Christmas Eve. And because her favourite candy is peppermints, I decided it would be a good idea to have her holding a peppermint, so that's why she's kind of got her hand out in front of her and she's like staring down at the candy. I did this drawing kind of intermittently throughout Christmas, so in the middle of like doing stuff with my family I just kept going back to doing this on my iPad, and for a while I was really struggling with this piece. I don't know why, but I've felt so rusty lately with any kind of art because I haven't been drawing as much as I would like to, so it was a little bit hard this time around, but I'm so happy with how the finished result of this drawing came out. And I absolutely loved her design and the idea that she is partly a reindeer too. And one thing I really struggled with was doing her ears. I had to look at so much reference of reindeer ears, but I felt like it kind of looked weird with her ears looking super fluffy, but in the end I feel like I got it to a good enough kind of texture. And as for the background, I was super lazy. Is anyone surprised? I basically just did a sort of gradient-y background with lots of snow falling around her, and because I thought it'd be a little bit cute. And then one of the very final touches that I did was have this kind of green magic swirling around her, and I thought this could be like maybe the moment before she's about to transform back into a reindeer, or maybe she just transformed into a human. And that green kind of swirling around her could be what it looks like when she transforms. And throughout the whole drawing I completely forgot one of the most important things, which is the necklace that she has around her neck, which is obviously very important to her story. It's central to her story because that's what allows her to transform into a human, and I totally forgot to draw it. But luckily at the very end I realised I hadn't drawn that part, so I went back in and added that in. Something about the background and the way I painted the ground and like the snow reminded me of that really old angel drawing I did on this channel a while back. If you remember that drawing, then you've been here for a while. But basically that was a drawing I'd done twice now, and when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, I really ought to do that one again. So maybe I'll draw this again of that. Maybe it's a bit too late because it's not really Christmas anymore. I'm really angry at myself because we've had deadlines right up until Christmas. And if I wasn't at university, I would have been uploading so many Christmas videos this year because I'm so obsessed with Christmas. It's literally one of my favourite times, and that's kind of like my favourite theme to draw things in. So I'm really sad that I had so much university work because I would have loved to have done that. But anyway, that is how Peppermint turned out. Thank you so much to It's Harmony Rose for entering her. You really need to check out It's Harmony Rose's art. I will have a link, of course, down below in the description so you guys can check out her Instagram and give her a follow. And then moving on to the next character, I actually, from my second choice of character, I was stuck between about 5 characters, so I was really struggling to narrow it down, and I had to show the different characters to a few people and get some help on picking another character to draw. And a lot of people I showed the characters to picked this character, Remison, because they thought his design was so cool, and I also agreed. I really liked his design, and I thought it would be a really interesting challenge to draw him because he's not only a male character, but he's also got a little bit of wrinkling on his face. I don't know why I said it in such a weird way. Basically, he's got like wrinkles because he's slightly older, and I thought it would be a nice challenge to draw him. There's actually you may notice a bit where my recording skips over part of me drawing him, and that's because thanks to my iPad and whatever happened with it, there was like a message on top of my screen that was like, screen recording failed, and I was like, great, because I'd just been recording for like half an hour and just did like loads of shading on the face, and then I lost all of that footage, so I'm sorry. But anyway, this is Crazia's character, Remison. And this is what Crazia wrote in their description. This is Remison. He is not actually a Christmassy character, but I decided to change his colour scheme to fit a more icy/wintry feel. His backstory isn't 100% concrete, so some things may change, but this is what I've got about him currently. Quick overview of his world. There are 3 main types of beings: humans, the cursed (Infama), and the gifted (Magnarum), which is what Remison is. Unlike humans, the Magnarum have elf-like features and can conjure some form of magical essence which strengthens certain abilities. It varies for each gifted. In short, the Magnarum and humans have had a rough history with the Infama, fighting for superiority. The Infama are seen as unusual and absurd, even dangerous for the average person's standards. Unfortunately, the Infama had lost, leaving humans and Magnarum to live in peace away from the so-called quote-unquote monsters. But of course, the Infama won't back down forever without a final battle, in hopes to regain their taken title. So just from the get-go, that story and that premise was so cool, and that's kind of what gripped me from the start. And then we have a description more specifically about Remison as a character. So Remison is the wise old man character of Crazia's internal story. Being a gentle giant, standing at about 6'5", he won't hesitate to lend a helping hand when needed. He's got a warm nature and overall is a composed and knowledgeable being. However, since Remison is considered to be the leader of his group, which are Crazia's other OCs, mounds of stress is put onto him, causing him to be rather controlling over everyone. Since Remison cares so much about people's safety, his plans must be well constructed, which his perfectionism tends to overthink. If anything goes wrong, he puts all the blame on himself, struggling to realise that he can't control everything that happens. You can tell that Crazia has put a lot of thought and effort into this story and the characters within it, and I love the idea of this story. I think it sounds amazing. I really hope that they turn it into like a book or like a comic one day, because I would love to read it. And yeah, I absolutely loved Remison's design. I really hope I did him justice. I really actually struggled with this drawing. One of the main reasons being that I just couldn't get his face to look right. But in the end, I was pretty happy with how it looked. I know this, compared to the other drawing, isn't the most imaginative one. It is just a headshot with a really basic background, but I was really struggling to find time this kind of festive season because, like I said, it's been so hectic and I was trying to spend as much time as possible with my family, so I didn't really get this piece to where I wanted it to be. I wish I had done something a little bit more imaginative with it. But that being said, I really had so much fun drawing Remison and drawing Peppermint as well. And definitely go follow Crazia on Instagram. She has a really, really cool art style. And I really hope I said that username correctly. Sometimes with these Drawing Your Seas videos, I really struggle with people's usernames. So hopefully I said that right. And make sure you follow both of them. And hopefully I will have some other videos coming soon. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!